Hallo Jamon Ibericos, leider habe ich kein Internet zu Hause, das heißt, ich kann nicht heute live sein, aber Igor hat etwas Besonderes und ich freue mich über das. Und ich bin gerade bei Einkaufen, weil ohne Internet man kann nicht so viel zu Hause machen. Und ja, also hier habe ich ein paar Flaschen von Wein und was man braucht zu leben. So bleibt gesund und bis nächste Woche.
Hola, 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 Jamon Ibericers. Das ist Jamon Iberico. Ich bin Igor Ratinchez und wie Maria gesagt hat, heute ist leider nicht dabei, weil sie kein Internet zu Hause hat. Das ist sehr schade, aber mach ja keine Sorgen, weil heute habe ich etwas ziemlich cool vorbereitet. Ich wollte nur euch erinnern, dass wir haben schon endlich auf YouTube einen Kanal, wo wir die Sendung auch hochladen und ihr könnt uns sehen, wie wir die Sendung machen. Also und auch unsere unglaubliche schöne Geschichte von Maria und von dem anderen. Nee, ich. Genau. Der Link, also einfach auf YouTube Jamon Iberico Bunker suchen oder auf den sozialen Netzwerken wie Facebook, Twitter oder Instagram Jamon Iberico Radio suchen und dort könnt ihr alles von uns finden. Auch unsere Podcasts, die sind auch auf Spotify.
Jamon Iberico.
Und heute habe ich einen coolen Gast. Er ist Pablo Sciuto. Er ist in Madrid gerade und wir haben eine coole Interview gemacht, das wir jetzt sehen werden. Und ja, es war cool und ich habe mit ihm lang geredet. Ich habe das ein bisschen zusammengefasst. Hier haben wir Pablo Sciuto, ein Musiker, Songwriter, Produzent, Videoartist und so weiter und so fort. Es passt. So, liebe Jamon Ibericers, wir sind jetzt mit dem großen Pablo Sciuto. Hola, Pablo.
Nice to meet you, Igor. Really, for me, it's a pleasure to stay in your program. And
It's a pleasure too.
I'm now in Madrid in
Yes.
this difficult situation, and for me, it's a historic moment, but the life continues.
The show must go on.
The show, exactly. And it's a pleasure to stay in Jamon Iberico. And now I start reciting two poems of my authority for your audience.
So, Pablo Sciuto, like I said before, he's a poet and also a musician. And today we are going to hear some poems of Pablo and some music also. And the first thing that I was thinking is the poets, because you are more like a songwriter, cantautor.
Yes.
Which is the difference between a poet and a songwriter? Because more or less it's the same.
For me, it's similar, but have a little frontier, because the poets have, for me, a little bit different construction of the essence, because in the music you construct the lyric with the rhythm, but in the poetry you have the same rhythmic, you know, but with different maybe different aspects, no, in the construction of the rhythm, and because the music flow with the poetry, you know.
Yeah.
And it's more fluid for me, with the silence of the moment, when you are from a clean paper for start write a poem is very different.
Yeah, but for example, when you write like a poet and you write like a songwriter. It's different, or you use
More a songwriter because I'm really a singer songwriter because my start in the world of the construction of como es, a piece of art or music is the vision of a songwriter, and it's different that the vision of a poet, no, similar, no, Pablo Neruda. It's different. It's different because you sing in music. You have music in your head, but this is good because have other kind of construction.
Mm-hmm.
For me, are poets that sorry for my English. Are poets that no are musicians.
Yeah.
But these poets had music similar to, for me, an example is Walt Whitman. For me, it's a poet that had rhythm in your head,
Mm-hmm.
because your essence of in the poetry is similar to a musician.
Yeah.
It's curious. For me, it's a personal opinion, no, personal vision, because your is have a soundtrack your poetry.
Yeah. But also maybe you find like you read some poems, some poetry, and you find that the poet wrote that. Yeah. My English is also.
No problem. No, Sherman have good English, but I know people of Sherman that your English is different, no?
Yeah.
I have escaped
Difficult
from
because
my English.
I am like like when you are singer, you need to warm up your voice for me to speak English, because I'm normally speak just German, and I don't to think. Now I sometimes I think in German and I translate to English.
This is very difficult.
Yeah. So the point was that, for example, you find a poem, from I don't know, Neruda, for example. You said Neruda, and you are a songwriter, and you can find that that was the idea of this poem was not to make music, but you find that this poem has music in the inside of the poem.
Yes.
With Machado, for example.
Yes, the two in Lorca or Machado have.
Mm-hmm.
The music is in the poetry. For me, a big example of poetry with music is Mario Benedetti, because contemporary from Uruguay, no. Benedetti for me is an important figure, not only in the expression of poetry. For me, it's the conception of the popular poetry.
Yeah.
Because your poetry is more open, more not very inside, not very personal. It's more open, no, communicate emotions and sense with a more simple expression, no.
Yeah.
And it's more easy construct music with a poem of Benedetti.
Yeah.
For this reason, I have examples like Serrat, no, Sur también existe.
Yeah.
That is a album based in the poetry of Benedetti, and it's have Benedetti for me have written in your poetry.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds have. Have a track. Yeah. Similar to Bukowski with jazz. Bukowski for me have the jazz of the streets, of the urban American song, because it's easy put Bukowski in the jazz. It's more easy. You have a different ambience for the poetry and the music. It's more easy any kind of poets that others.
Yeah, yeah. There is example in Spain. You know Ignatius Farray?
Yes.
He's a comedian.
I know. Yes, I live near to my home in Malasaña.
Oh, really?
See all the day in the street, for the man walking, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
Already very inked man.
yeah, yeah. And he's very strange man, yeah.
Yes,
But
with no beer, no. Yes,
um,
yes, yeah. I know in Malasaña.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And also he's a bit. He likes poetry and philosophy and stuff. And I heard one time him one piece, one poetry, and he made that in a TV show in Leitmotiv with Buenafuente, and they have a band, and they play jazz for this music, for this poetry.
The band,
Connection-
yes, the band, como es little highlight, the band play a recording in my studio. My record
really?
studio.
You know Pablo Novoa?
El Pablo, Litus.
Yeah, Pablo was one time in the show too, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yes, yes, interesting, very interesting.
So then it was just also poetry is good with jazz. It's very interesting this stuff. Maybe
No.
we can. Yeah, what?
Oh, sorry.
No problem. Maybe we can hear now a example of your music, and now we understand more what you are telling us.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know, mandolin.
Perfect, mandolin. Mandolin is a song. Not it's a song. It's a cover of a song of a songwriter that died, as a big friend, and now this friend in the past. Sorry for the word.
No problem,
The past a very poor musician, very poor musician in Uruguay that died in Uruguay. El Príncipe. It's a song of mandolin. Is a song of El Príncipe. El Príncipe, now is one of the more biggest songwriters in Latin America, and now is very known with cover of Manu Chao and a lot of artists that recording your songs, and it's a homage for El Príncipe, that's a big friend in the past that now are in other plane of the existence, no?
Okay. Good, and we heard from Pablo Sciuto, Mandolin, this tribute for El Príncipe.
I read a poem about fear. In Spanish es todo miedo morirá. ¿A quién se le ocurrió el miedo? Ya que nacer en sí es un acto heroico, una casualidad en el aleatorio universo. Las estrellas con su letal hidrógeno esparcen vida. Los agujeros negros tienen un horizonte de sucesos donde nada escapa, ni el eco de nuestras emociones. En las profundidades de los océanos hay seres ciegos, y nosotros, llenos de luz, nos cegamos en la profundidad del yo. Nos cubrimos de miedo y olvidamos nuestra jerarquía. Por eso el miedo es una patología adquirida, ya que nacemos buceando en la oscuridad interior y nos olvidamos de que algún día todo miedo morirá.
Bravo. Aplauso virtual. Session. Maybe it's a good poem for this time.
Están estos. Yes, this poem are a series of poems writing in this moment, because not a musician that recording a streaming concert, because no. I like the expression of people, but for me, are more inside, because I like more looking in the window and look the people, in the balconies.
Balcony.
Yes, see the visions of the people. And in this moment, that the people are incarnate, similar to a beer. No?
Yeah.
It's interesting because are more voyeur. Yes, I like more the vision of a voyeur.
Okay. With the music and these stuff.
Yes, because
With
the world is over information. Have over information. Are very saturated of information, of poetry, of music, of coronavirus, of all. And for any is big noise.
Yeah. So now we can know a little bit who is Pablo Sciuto. From where is Pablo Sciuto?
I was born in Uruguay, in Montevideo. Montevideo is a little city, but 2 million person city in Uruguay. It's the middle part of the population of Uruguay. And it's a city for me interesting, but very dark. It's gray because Uruguay is gray. The people think that Uruguay is similar to Brazil, no? It's hot. No, it's more cold than here, than Spain and Sherman. It's a
weather from the people. You mean cold from the weather or from the people?
The two, because it's a particular country, because it's in an area of the world that have a big atmospheric pressure. It's the second place in the world that have a much tornado.
Okay.
Very, very explosive song, and this for me is particular in Uruguay. And for this reason, the Uruguayans have a different. The Montevideans are people that have some bright but some dark mentality. Is more. Sometimes it's depressive. It's particular. For this reason, you have a author like Onetti, Juan Carlos Onetti, that write about Montevideo with interpolation of a Montevidean that Santa Maria.
Okay.
You write Onetti?
No.
It's curious. In Sherman, it's very known. Juan Carlos Onetti.
But it's very interesting because then you have the candombe, for example.
Yes.
And
Candombe.
Carnival is like more in the way to Brazil, no? And
it's curious, yes, it's curious. Candombe is interesting because it's from the Afro region. Because Uruguay have a 20% of population that is is Afro descendants from the old colonies. And the candombe born in Uruguay, like expression of the black people that live in Uruguay, and communicates with the drums.
Yeah.
Construct African drums with different concept that the Africa drums, similar but different.
Yeah, with this influence with America and Africa. No?
Yes.
I was watching an interview of Rubén Rada.
Oh yeah.
You know the show Encuentro en el Estudio?
Yes, nice program.
Yeah, and he was talking because in the time of Rubén, today he's, I don't know, 70 years old or something like that. But in his time, he was really famous, and his music too. He was in New York, he was everywhere. And he was talking about history. He was in Africa with his band to learn
No, Rada is a good example of the connection of the Afro-Uruguayan people and the Uruguayan with ascendant of Italian, Spanish people, because it's a mixture, no, a fusion. And the music is a fusion. In the candombe is a popular, national popular music in Uruguay, but it's mixing now with the murga, that the origin is Spain, Cádiz, Spain, and the other expressions and folklore expressions for South America are now mixing, and it's a cocktail of sounds. And it's interesting because Montevideo and Uruguay is a little country, but have a lot of fusions.
Yeah, yeah. And then you grew up in Montevideo?
Sorry?
You return to your life?
Yes. In Montevideo, I like all my young part of life and construct my first steps in the
You learned
music.
their music.
Yes, I learn music, but all my music, como es origin, is autodidact.
Okay.
You know, I start. I study with a teacher of guitar, but I construct my music in a vision in my on my own vision.
And why did you decide I want to do music and I want to do my own music? Maybe you heard something or you talk with someone.
In the first time at 5 years, I started writing my songs with a drum, with a cacerola, boom, boom, boom. No, all time create music. I remember recording in my cassettes.
Yeah.
And all time. Over recordings with the cassettes, no? All time, write poetry, recording the poetry. For me, it's a natural expression that in my family have a lot of music, because my father play music in bands, Beatle bands. And my mother is a artisan. My father write poetry. My grandmother play piano.
You grow up in an artist family.
Yes, artist family, but
art and music.
Yes, but it's curious. But the first astronaut of in live with music, live with some work are me.
Nice. And then you grew up and you came to Spain, or you were before in another place?
First, go to Argentina. In the 19th, I recorded an album called La Llave del Cielo. That's my second album. The first recording in Europe, but in a travel of experience, meditation in the 19th. Very interesting because back to the euro, no, and different Europe, no, and interesting. And next go to Buenos Aires, and in Buenos Aires recording the second album, and next to I stay here in Madrid because have opportunity for in the era of songwriters that in Spain, Jorge Drexler called me and come here and play in the Libertad 8, a very famous place of songwriters with Pedro Guerra, Rosana, Javier Álvarez, Tonchu, a lot of songwriters that Carlos Chauen, a lot of songwriters that similar to a family, and start my history in Spain because for me a new world, no, with a new artist, a new
mentality, new culture.
Yes, ever like Spain, ever like flamenco, ever like Camarón. For me, it's a very iconic symbol for me because it's the expression of the liberty of the artist. Because flamenco, for me, is a very big expression, but it's big in with a figure of Camarón or Paco Lucia that free people that take the flamenco for construct art. No?
Yeah. They were very atrevidos. I don't know the word in English. In German is frech, because they took new music from the other side of the ocean, of the Atlantic, and they began to mix and make some new flamenco. And for example, Paco de Lucia paid a very expensive taxes for it.
Oh, yes.
To play jazz and this stuff. His maestro said Paco de Lucia is for anymore a very good guitarist. And at the end of the life of his maestro, he said, okay, I was wrong, and Paco de Lucia is the greatest one, for example.
No, great. Paco Lucia is a great symbol, but for me, a very important symbol in Spain is Falla, Juan Manuel de Falla.
Also, yeah.
For me, Juan Manuel Falla is the first artist of the contemporary era of art in Spain, because it's more contemporary than the romantic era in the music, and it's for me it's a very important figure because construct a music with a mysticism, with it's very beautiful.
Yeah. I think that the time of Falla was very interesting because they met everybody in Paris. It was, for example, Lorca, Picasso, and they worked together.
Yes. No.
I don't know, like today when work Tarantino with Brad Pitt, and I don't know, this kind of thing of today, but it was in this time. And maybe this is the reason because they do so good art.
Yes, true.
Inspiration from everywhere, no?
Yes, for me, Falla for me is represent artists that have a big identity of the construction of music, because take all the sense and all the the artist of the life in Cádiz, in Andalusia. And construct a universal music. It's very powerful. This because not this easy. Take all the ambient of a place and translate this to a word, because not only is the Amor Brujo, have a lot of pies of music, and are very inspiring in Cádiz and in Andalusia, because have the idiosyncrasy of Andalusia.
And he also was very. He loved the elements of the life.
Yes.
That's the reason because he made this nationalistic music, or he took this folklore and made classical music with that.
Yes, for me it's more true the vision of Falla that of the author Guzmán. I think of the Concierto de Segovia. And I don't remember now the name of because it's different. It's more a vision, more importation music. For me, Concierto de Aranjuez. Concierto de Aranjuez is an important piece of music, but don't have the same for me level that Amor Brujo. For me, Amor Brujo is.
I played Amor Brujo and it's amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing, man. It's amazing. I love Amor Brujo. For me, it's chemical.
Yeah.
Really, it's very chemical. Have mysticism, magic.
Yeah.
It's curious.
And also there is a film of El Amor Brujo with
too.
Rocío Jurado is there. Or?
Yes.
And also the film is you can see what is the music. So more contract than because music is pretty abstract, no? And
Yes.
this video is I find is they made pretty good what Faya want to say with the music, with
Wow.
the pictures. I think
I,
the films of Carlos Saura, if I'm not.
Pablo Saura, I love the art. No, Saura for me is very important. Saura is very important artist in the history of Spain.
Uh, he works. I find really good the music with pictures.
Yes, I now for me is I miss this in the world, the construction of films with music because now all is saturated for me. It's saturated because in the past the industry of culture, because the culture have an industry is logic for take a level for the music and como es and magnify the culture in all the world and now have some little examples or examples, sorry, but not it's the same that in the past. No?
Yeah, maybe because in the past they take more time to think and to
Yes.
reflect what they want to do. No, because it's like now we don't have time because time is money.
Yes, yes, have more space than now,
Yeah.
because now is for me don't have time for assimilate all the contents. It's very complicated because it's normal. It's a global world, and it's normal that all the people is democratic. All the people like create and have the same privilege that any artist, and in the past it's more difficult to artists make a present of your art and now it's more easy because you have tools for create like Skype, like
you can do everything. Yeah.
are examples of people that work for art, no?
Yeah.
Not only is market, not all is industry vision, and I like because people now take the advantage of technology and distribute nice contents like your program, and it's interesting. And in my case, are a vintage man because a vintage in the concept that for me the have in music and in poetry and books in any piece in cine and in any piece of art have now a saturation of contents, but in the past have a very 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 big library of art that I don't know. For me, I'm in the 70s now, on the 60s, because I have a lot of cine, a lot of books, and for this reason, for me it's complicated. Run with the information that have today, because it's very complicated. It's complicated because it's very fast. It's very fast, and for this reason, I love new concepts of art, but it's complicated. ¿Cómo te puedes? It's complicated. Searching these contents because it's saturated the world.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Very complicated, and it's interesting because I know that have a lot of artists and creators make potential contents, and very poor artists and real artist concepts. But now I don't know, it's in Cuba, it's in Uruguay, it's in Argentina, it's in Russia, but it's it's very big, the market of content now.
Yeah, of course, of course. So maybe we can hear another song of you
Oh,
because we
okay.
talk a lot. I don't know, maybe Bajo el mismo sol.
Bajo el mismo sol is a song that is construed. The music I make me, and the lyric is for a poetry that is Montaña Pulido.
Okay.
That create the lyric for the song,
Okay.
and it's a song that I like a lot.
Good, then we heard Bajo el mismo sol. We go on with Pablo Sciuto. And Pablo, you are in Madrid right now, in the epicenter of this crazy thing that we are living now.
Yes, it's complicated the situation really, because not only for economy, it's more for health, no, and it's a critic moments, and the people don't take the magnitude of moment, because this historic moment of pandemic is like other historic pandemics and moments have similitude, no, because it's normal make a confinement of all people, because it's impossible to stop this, no, and all the people need to collaborate with this moment. It's obvious, no. Here in Spain, the people are take are know the magnitude of this moment, and take all the of security, you know, conditions for this moment, and it's a difficult moment for all the arts, all the work of freelance works, no, because it's very difficult for work in this moment, and create is difficult because not is easy concentrate in this situation. Mm-hmm. Because you are connected with all the moment, all the people that are in hospitals. Your mind not is here. My mind not only is here in my home, because my mind is flying in a lot of places that like help. No. Yeah. For me, it's very very strange create in this moment. It's strange because I like create more in the freedom, no, in my recording studio, in my laboratory, you know, with my time, my free time. You know? Yeah. It's complicated. I appreciate the people that construct and create in this moment. Mm-hmm. It's good because, but not is very romantic.
No, romantic it's not.
For create.
So for me, I think the human persons from today, we are not ready for this situation.
Yes.
But we didn't live that since, I don't know, more than 100 years ago.
Yes.
And our life today is too fast. We can go wherever we want. Like you take a Ryanair and you can fly where you want, very very cheap. We move really easy today.
Yes.
And also it's like, for me it was at the beginning also difficult to understand what are we living and how can I respond for this thing, for myself and for my community or for my city, because it's like I have to stay at home, but why? I think that we didn't understand at the beginning. Now yes, because we are like, I don't know, 20 days and we see how it's going on. But the beginning is like, hey, you have to stay home and you can't go and buy whatever you want. But why?
Yes, the people don't understand, because I understand the problem of this moment, because I live in the past in Uruguay, when children, my family are inside in the dictator, you know, it's all South America and Spain. Have a Franco. The people that live in the Franco era know the confinements, and because all your life, a big part of your time, a life very hard with difficult for eating, difficult for the food, for anything, for the. And now the people lost the north of the connection, really connection with the earth, because are in the transpolates in a technology and a vision that is very fast and don't stop for looking for seeing your inside. And this moment is important for this, but I think it's hard because the people now are abstract. It's very abstract. Living in a flying world, no? And
in a bubble.
Yes, in a bubble, and it's great because in the moment that bubble moments are some to a hippie era, and no, the people fly and create, and it's interesting, but. For me, this moment is very cancerous. It's very dangerous, but because don't have the people a connection, reconnection with the earth.
Yeah.
For me, for this reason, I think that is one of the virtues of this complicated moment, critical moment, is the people looking inside and take a new conversation with your psychology, philosophy, and it's very important this change. I think that not all the people change, but for me all change because all the people stop. This is for me coronavirus is a stop of the people. The people stop, and now people, I know have the ticket for Ryanair. I don't have my bar for my coffee of Starbucks and all run fast, and now I need to stop.
That's interesting. I find there is a good part of this crazy moment that is we stop and we can see how are we living, like you said, and to understand a little bit who are we or who am I.
Yes.
Know myself and know how I'm living, because also I think the earth needs a stop because we were too fast for the earth.
No, it's true. It's true. The people don't know really, because the market, the saturation of the world of information on the consumer is very big. That construct a different person, because the person live in the line of market.
Yeah.
Don't live in the line of life. This is the big problem, because in the past the people have wars, have a lot of pandemics, but are more conscious of your space, more conscious of your situation in the world. And now I see a lot of people, my son, that are with a friend in in other neighborhood, that are with your friend for make a campus party, of computers. It's great because it's better stay with your father. Are with a friend have 18 years, have different mind, but your mind is connected with technology, and is inevitable, But for me, it's important that connect with the life, because it's crazy,
Also, technology is a little bit a connection with the life today.
No, it's a connection.
Yeah.
It's a perfect tool, but it's great. It's great if a tool,
And not only here, yeah.
Yes.
And you said that you have a studio
Yes, I have a studio.
because you are a producent too.
Yes, it's a beautiful space in the center of Madrid that create for construct my music principally,
Mhm.
but for recording of other musics. I produce music from the 90s. I produce like a play, no, like como es, similar to a children play in your room. For me, it's very important because it's a place similar to a man that have your painting place, your right place.
Yeah, like a laboratory that you can
It's a
experiment.
laboratory, and it's important. It's a good laboratory. I have two space. One space is little more, como es, more special for the vocals, and the other space is more, como es a laboratory for recording bands, recordings with drums, a lot of instruments, and it's more big space. I replace the name is Casa Sonora of the little space and Circo Sonoro or the big studio.
Okay.
A beautiful place. But now are dangerous situation because this reality, I don't know if what are the incertitude similar to any person now for the supervivience of the recording studio, because have a lot of paying rent, pay
Everything, yeah.
music.
And you are also a producer.
Yes, I produce a lot of albums. Yes, more than 200 albums.
And maybe you can give some examples of bands that we can hear.
Yes, like examples, but the big part, similar the Príncipe, that the song Mandolin. I produced an album in your home in Uruguay in the 90s, and I produce a lot of Brazilian music, songwriters. My information are in my website, pablosciuto.com, pablosciuto.com. If you search in Google for my surname, have the correction. Pablo Sciuto.
S-C-U. No, S-C-I-U.
U-T-O. Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
complicated, but it's an Italian surname.
Yeah, you can find it. It's not difficult. I found it, and I'm not very good with computers. So very nice to talk with you. It was a great conversation, and I hope we can talk the next time, but in a bar with a beer.
Oh yeah! Please.
So we can go with another song of you. Now, give me a recommendation. One of song of you.
Grietas is a nice song. Grietas is from my last album that the name is the Pause of Eyes. La pausa de los ojos is the last album that is for me important album because I recorded in 3 years of working, very hard working with a lot of musicians of the world. I recorded in Machi Rufino, that is a very important and famous music of Argentina, that recording with Luis Alberto Spinetta, is the great songwriter one of the great songwriters of South America. For me, it's an important figure, Macho Rufino, that's recording in historic albums of South American music and recording in this album. And Nono Garcia, that's a guitarist, a Spanish guitarist, very important, that we collaborate with Camarón, Chano Dominguez, a lot of musicians. It's a album important for me. Don't have a big promotion because it's complicated now. Promote this kind of types of yes, it's more artistic concept
Mhm.
from the art, from the cover art, and from the finish, from the music. And for me, it's a pleasure that listen all your audience.
Yeah, of course. And the last thing I heard, I had here like some question, and I did just one, but but that's nice. When I heard you, I heard suddenly the influence of Cerati. You like
Oh,
Cerati? Or?
yes, have a lot of influence. It's inevitable. But Cerati is for me an important artist. Armor, for me, Spinetta is for me the big influence because
Mhm.
Spinetta is the influence of Cerati. And Spinetta for me is a artista with a magnitude very big because it's a artist with a literature, a poetry, literary concept that induct with philosophy of French philosophy, a lot of artists, and it's important. Spinetta, but Cerati is other of my influence. I like your music. I like more your solid music than
Mhm.
your bands or stereo. For me, are a great construction of songs. I miss Cerati because now are in the space. Another influence for me important are Nick Drake is important for me in my life because changed my perception of music. Elliott Smith is a big influence as a singer-songwriter and in a lot of influence. Jazz for me is a big influence.
Yeah.
This album have jazz part. Miles Davis, Coltrane, Bird, Charlie Parker for me are very important in my conception on song because I put a condiments in my music of all these influence.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So we don't have more time. Thank you very much, Pablo. It was an honor, a vergnügen,
Para mí también, para mí también.
to talk with you, to know you. And so
Thank
we
you,
heard
Igor.
Grietas from Pablo Sciuto. So see you
Bye
next time.
bye. Thank you
Ciao.
very much, Igor. All the best for all the audience of Jamon Iberico.
Thank you, thank you. So, liebe Jamon Iberikers, das war alles in Jamon Iberico. Ich bedanke mich sehr an Pablo Sciuto. Muchas gracias, Pablo. Und ja, das war alles in Jamon Iberico von dieser Woche. Wir gehen mit Grietas von Pablo Sciuto. Und ich bin Igor Ratinchez. Viele Grüße von Maria. Und das war Jamon Iberico. Bis nächste Woche. Ciao!
Jamon Iberico.
Jamón ibérico.